What's up, everybody? Let's Talk Jets Radio. Hope you guys are all doing well, enjoying your Sunday. Quick video here as it is being reported that Aaron Rodgers will be starting the Jets' final preseason game against the Giants next Saturday. Interesting decision here, and you start with the fact that this is Rodgers' call. This isn't coming from Saleh. This isn't coming from Hackett. This is him saying that he wants to be out there. Now, what goes into that decision? I know it's a new turf at MetLife, so maybe he just wants to get a feel for the new turf ahead of the 9/11 game for Week 1. That's a possibility. But also, the chances that you might have your starting offensive line out there, and him being able to just kind of, get a feel for his new teammates, new uniform, just a little bit more of a level of comfort ahead of that Week 1 game. I think that's also a possibility. I think there's a good chance you see Becton at right tackle with the ones next week, and possibly even Dwayne Brown at left tackle if he's able to get back to practice this week. So it wouldn't be, a full quarter or a full half, in my opinion. I don't think so. But you could definitely see him out there for one series, possibly two, mostly all handoffs, maybe a quick drop back and throw just to, get some of the Jet fans that'll probably be there excited. But otherwise, get him in, get him out. At this point, you're a couple weeks away from the opener. The risk versus reward factor probably isn't worth it. A few other developments from last night. You look at Zonovan Knight, now two balls that he's put on the ground. Both you can make the case that maybe he was down, but still putting the ball on the ground twice, not a good sign. Also had a drop. So you start to think, all right, he's probably not going to make it. And then Izzy gets injured later on. I think they're just saying it's a thigh contusion, if I heard it right. So, how many weeks is he going to be out? Is it even a major injury? Not really sure yet. But if he's not ready to go for Week 1 and they do keep him on IR to start the year, perhaps that is a chance for Zonovan Knight to make it, and the Jets can at least delay possibly getting rid of him. But I do think he's probably the odd man out just based on what we've seen in preseason. Carter not being dressed yesterday, I think that's a sign that he's the clear RB3 at this point. The biggest development, I think, from last night, as I mentioned already, was Mekhi Becton playing on the right side, 25 snaps. No pressures allowed. Looked like a mauler in the run game. And I know it was against backups, but still, for him, I think it was just being out there and physically being comfortable enough to do it. And, the fact that he got through that, no injuries, and actually looked as good as we've seen him look, just as far as mobility and certain things. To me, that's a great sign for him being a starter on this offensive line Week 1. And credit to the Jets for how they've handled this. A lot of critics, were wondering, why he wasn't getting more reps early on, why he wasn't getting a look at right tackle. And to me, this was just all part of their plan as far as building him up slowly, getting getting that work with the twos. And then once he was comfortable at left tackle with the twos, then you say, all right, let's see what you can do on the right side. And he did a hell of a job. So credit to him, credit to the Jets. As far as wide receiver goes, Jason Brownlee's kind of been up and down. You got Xavier Gibson, who's been making some plays on special teams. He's also an option to, back up Cobb in the slot. So interesting to see what they do there. You have a few other guys like Irvin Charles who have kind of been up and down. Malik Taylor, who started hot that first preseason game, and then he's cooled off. He's been nicked up as well. At tight end, Zach Kuntz, he had the one penalty. You wonder where he stands right now. I don't know if he's ready for playing time. You even heard Rodgers, when he got the touchdown in the preseason game, you're like, oh, run the wrong route, get the ball, So, if he's running wrong routes and committing penalties, you wonder if it's realistic to expect him to be ready to play in a game. And I keep mentioning Kenny Yeboah, who's been having a really strong preseason. You wonder if maybe he's your fourth tight end. And you also have Nick Bowden as well, who seems like a lock to make it as a fullback, which this offense is going to need. Defensively, the Jets have been looking good. That second unit defensive line, I keep saying it, it would be a starting unit for so many teams. Quentin Jefferson just blowing up plays yesterday. Nice to see that. Chaz Surratt, it seemed like he was a favorite of Saleh early on. He's been nicked up, so, do they keep a fifth linebacker, and is it going to be him? The star last night, Ashton Davis, 7 tackles, just flying around the field. Good to see that. Credit to him because he's had a rough 3 years with the Jets, so nice to see him coming on a little bit. I think he's probably secured that fourth safety spot. Maybe a guy like Trey Dean can sneak on the practice squad, but I don't think they're going to keep 5 there. So hope you guys enjoyed. Talk to you later.